Barak Hawa Brakatha Yahusha, Barak Hawa Brakatha Yahusha, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers. Teaching and truth and in sincerity. Lesson will be entitled Outside of Earth. My source, Newsbreak. Article entitled, We Saw Extraterrestrial Spaceships Spotted in Saturn's Rings. NASA scientists reveal. Published December 4th, 2022. All UFO and extraterrestrial fans are familiar with Dr. Norman Berggren. He is a physicist, engineer, and former employee of NASA. His book reveals that huge extraterrestrial spaceships parked between Saturn's rings pose a threat to Earth and the rest of the solar system. After 12 years as a consultant to the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, Dr. Berggren was employed at Lockheed Missiles and Space Company for more than 13 years. He believes that the large electromagnetic vehicles that could be powered by sentient life created the circles. Wow. Okay. And this could be a two-part video within the spirit. We'll see. All right. The focal point, outside of Earth, extraterrestrial vehicles, right? So when we explore extra, according to the etymology, it means what? Outside, beyond. Hence, outside, right? Earth goes into ground, soil, dirt, dry land. Okay? So, when we put this term or these terms together, outside of dry land, outside of Earth, okay? First precept that comes to mind, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. And verse 1. Then shall the righteous man, referring to the prophets, stand in great boldness via the Holy Spirit before the face of such as have afflicted him. Okay? This is referring to the Edomites, all right? Their head tribe, Amalek, so-called Jewish people, and made no account of his labors. Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. Going into what? These extraterrestrial spaceships, outside of Earth spaceships, okay, also can be labeled as the strangeness of our salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Daniel 2 and verse 34. You sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands. Now, the stone that was cut out without hands is referring to that fathership that Yahushua will return in. Acts 1 and 9. And when he had spoken these things, he, referring to Yahushua, while they beheld, they referring to the disciples, he was taken up, and a cloud, referring to a chariot, also can be identified as an extraterrestrial spaceship, okay, outside of Earth, right? He was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Verse 10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men, angels, stood by them in white apparel. Verse 11. Which also said, You men of Galilee, why stand you gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as you have seen him go into heaven. Meaning, just like Yahushua left, okay, being beamed up by that searchlight of their chariot, he will return, okay, in a chariot, which is an extraterrestrial spaceship, outside of Earth spaceship, okay? Back in Daniel 2:34, you saw it till that a stone was cut out without hands. Hence, a stone was cut out without hands. Meaning what? Okay, see, Yahushua is coming back with spiritual technology, okay, outside of Earth involvement, okay, hence extraterrestrial spaceship, which smote the image on his feet that were of iron and clay and broke them to pieces, meaning that Yahushua is coming back and he will destroy this current rulership. And how will he come back? In an extraterrestrial spaceship. And according to Dr. Norman Bergman, his book reveals that huge extraterrestrial spaceships parked between Saturn's rings pose a threat to Earth and the rest of the solar system. Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that come from Edom? So-called white people, based on the lineage of their fathers, are the Edomites, with dyed garments from Basra. America is modern-day Basra, okay, which was a capital or a chief city of Edom. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. Hence that extraterrestrial spaceship. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he, referring to Yahushua, come with clouds. All right, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so Tawab. Okay, so Yahushua is bringing judgment, starting with the nation of Edom, trickling down to these other nations. Okay, and he's coming back in a fathership. Also, Esau classified these chariots of Israel as extraterrestrial spaceships. Lord will, you're edified. Shalom.